to one of your big points is not taking the most important thing seriously is respecting recovery. And I still have trouble doing that because of my bad sleep habits, right? But that's one of the biggest things, you know. What approaches do you find coaching people on some of those basics, yet they're top tier, important, rest, diet, you know,
right.
I mean, what are these aspects that because people always want to find the supplement, the pill, let me take this because this will.
The edge.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas 8 hours of sleep probably going to solve that.
Yeah, I think that's probably, so I have this little acronym I was telling you about, triangle awareness. We use this acronym here. We call it EATS squared plus E. So it's EAT squared plus E.
Okay.
And the first parts of that are about nutrition, eat real food. And we kind of dig down into there's the adequacy piece of the food that you're eating. Are you getting proper macro and micros? And you get into the T, the type of diet that you eat matters.
Right.
And the, you know, whether you're vegetarian or you're carnivore, like there's all kinds of things that matters, and it goes to the recovery piece. But the S squared piece is sleep and stress management. And quite frankly, those are probably two of the most important things that we address for the example that you gave right out of the gate, because I don't think people do respect that the way they should. I think there's a lot more awareness to it now. I mean, we've been stressed in weird ways in the last couple of years as a world, right?
Yep.
People they know what stress feels like. They know what anxiety feels like now. They know what worry and fear feels like. And you don't have to go very far to find somebody that's not gotten like a few decent nights of rest or really shitty nights of sleep to know that you feel like garbage at the end of that. So yeah, the top tier people, what are they looking to do? So, or how do you help them versus the person where if you just kind of twisted that dial a little bit, who's been having really terrible habits on the sleep and stress management side of things, you usually have this massive impact. I think again, awareness, and there's a couple of things to do. First off, I think like having like some objective feedback mechanism. So like, and I'll call that biofeedback mechanism. It can be very, very important and very, very useful. And so whether that's just kind of self-recording how you feel through your week after workouts, after sleep, and giving yourself like a score. We have a little scale here, a little biofeedback sheet that we use that, you know, it's on a scale of 1 to 5. And, you know, how'd you feel? 1 being really poorly and 5 being really good. And so then we can kind of look back, you know, and go, you know, oh, well, I feel really shitty for today. What did I do yesterday or the day before? What didn't I do to get me here? So I think that's one way.
Cool. Look,
technology's cool. And especially on the sleep side of things now. I mean, there are some really cool things. There's the Whoop, there's the Oura Ring that will help you with, I mean, Apple's starting to do it now. I think the technology's baked into the phone. It just really, or the phone and the watch, just depends on how you use it. But tracking some of those things to get maybe a little bit more accurate picture of what's really going on. Athletes really like that stuff. I tend to find like, they're like, oh, because they can measure it.
Right.
And you can see, am I getting better or am I not? And if you can measure it, then you can manage it.
Right.
So if I sometimes that's a good way to kind of get somebody to be aware. But I think more than anything is just getting them to kind of sit back and get them to stop telling themselves, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, you're not fine, or we wouldn't be having this conversation constantly, right? Or you already told me, you know, you're not performing at your best. Like, they want to go to the pill, the supplement, the new workout mode or method or something like that. We're oftentimes like addressing the internal, and that's our tagline here at Red Dot Fitness. It's fitness from the inside out. Let's peel back these layers real quick. And if you can get somebody to sit down, maybe journal a little bit, or what I mean by that is maybe the coach is journaling while the athlete's talking. And if you can get some measurable data just for a few days. Yeah. And if they're not willing to do that, then they don't want to get better. Then
they're not even willing to help themselves. They're walking through the door with a false idea of what they need to do to accomplish the task.
Yeah. You told me you want to win. If you can't journal this, you know, your nutrition and your sleep habits, you know, and your sleep and your stress management score, you know, for 3 days, then come back to me when you're ready, and then we'll have a conversation.
For sure.
I mean, at some point as a coach, you have to draw that line, but I think that's a good place to start with people. It's just they have to have awareness, because once that awareness is there, now you can start having a conversation, and some education can start. Cool. And once that education starts, hopefully you can lead that horse to water. And while you can't always make the horse drink the water, you can make him really thirsty, you know?
Amen.
That's my goal.